forecast for no, die are gonna się miała jakiś śnieg.
응? 소리하러 가면 뭐야?
For one piece, let's
Yes.
make a video.
One take 1 hour? Yeah. Okay, for around less than 20 minutes. Sige marupong dulu ka. Urbat. Hekka, irupung na. Tengan nahar di kuring mo kosit. Andiki, ayu ay. Mantoy.
잠깐만,
Excuse
잠깐만.
me, come to. Now I must come to again to Luka to work because I have boys in geology, university. I have also boys in secondary school. I have two boys and one girl. Big boy in university. Yeah, three. Big girl, I
난